Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is my Star Wars Black Series wish list for Star Wars The Clone Wars. Yeah, so with a new season of Star Wars The Clone Wars coming out, I thought it would be pretty cool to do a wish list of the characters from like the Clone Wars that I would like Black Series to make figures of. For this list, I tried to pick Star Wars The Clone Wars exclusive characters, like not prequel characters that were also in the Clone Wars. I tried to get characters that you only really saw in the Clone Wars show. So it was actually a little hard, but I've put together a list and I think it's pretty good. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with my first pick is Ashoka Tano, which is arguably, I'd like to say, the face of the Clone Wars. I know that the Clone Wars show isn't necessarily about one person. It's about a whole group of people, and it follows a lot of different characters. But I always felt like Ashoka Tano was kind of like the main character of the Clone Wars. I know we already have an Ashoka Tano. They already made one, but that was the Rebels one. And yeah, kind of like a Clone Wars version. I would be okay with any version of Ahsoka from the Clone Wars, but I would prefer the one that she had in the outfit that she had in season 3, season 4, I want to say, where she had that extra little short lightsaber, which they never explain where she got that. Anyway, yeah, I think that Ahsoka would be a pretty cool addition to the Star Wars Black Series line. So yeah, alright, we're going to move on to the next one, which is, and this character was also on another one of my list, Asajj Ventress. As of right now, we don't have any version of Asajj Ventress as an action figure for Black Series. So when it comes to Asajj Ventress, I kind of also wouldn't mind any version. I know Asajj Ventress wore a couple of different outfits. I don't even remember what all of them were. But I would be perfectly fine with like more of a default kind of look. I'll try to show some pictures so you can see it. Either the outfit that she wore in the old Clone Wars cartoon before the one that you all most likely know about. I'd probably be okay with that one the most, but I'm pretty much down for any version of Asajj Ventress that they want to give us. So I got my two main people out of the way. Like, I feel like Ahsoka and Ventress are no-brainers. The other characters that I picked for my list, I kind of had to really dig deep and think to myself what figures I'd really like to have. And the next one on my list is Hondo. Now, those of you might know, some of you might not know, I think they actually already made an action figure of Hondo, but he was in a special Disneyland 3-pack. I'm gonna try to find a picture of that. A special Disneyland 3-pack that had like Rey and Chewie in it. I would like them to just release Hondo by himself, because I'm not planning on going to Disneyland anytime soon, and I'm pretty sure if I tried to find that 3-pack on the internet, it would be pretty pricey. Also, I don't need another Rey and another Chewie, so I'd really like to just have Hondo just by himself. Besides, I always liked Hondo's look from Clone Wars a lot more than his look from Rebels. He just, I don't know, he almost looked unrecognizable in Rebels, but I'm not gonna talk about that for too long. Moving on to my next choice is the Jedi Temple Guards. I always liked the Jedi Temple Guards a lot, even though in the show they didn't really do a whole lot. They mostly did a lot of standing around looking menacing, but I always thought they were a pretty cool concept, and I always would really like to have a action figure of them. I really like their yellow double-bladed lightsabers and like their whole robe and outfit and mask and everything. So that would be a very unique figure to have. for my collection. And as you guys know, I'm crazy about Jedi, so the more the merrier, I say. Alright, moving on to my fifth pick is Vizsla, who is the leader of Death Watch on Mandalore. I always liked Vizsla a lot, primarily because he wielded the Shadow Saber, which I thought was kind of cool. I always like seeing like people that aren't Jedi or Sith using lightsabers decently, fighting wise, I mean. And yeah, I always liked the Mandalorians a lot. It's always kind of fun to watch them go up against Jedi, since they're some of the few people that actually stand a chance against a Jedi other than a Sith, maybe. But yeah, I always liked that a lot. If they did make a Vizsla action figure, I really hope that he would come with the Shadow Saber. And of course, I feel like they have to give him a removable helmet, because it would really help him stand out from any other Mandalorian characters that they'll make down the line. Alright, moving on to my next pick is Asajj Ventress. Asajj Ventress, I'm not going to say he was one of my favorite characters in Clone Wars, but he was definitely a very unique character. Other than Darth Maul, you didn't really see a whole lot of other people in Star Wars that look quite like him in terms of like named characters. So I'd really like Asajj Ventress, but me personally, I actually would rather him not come with a lightsaber. I would actually rather him come with, I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. He had this like some type of like magic kind of axe thing that Mother Talzin made for him. I would actually prefer the figure to come with that, just because I feel like that would make Asajj Ventress feel more unique in that sense. So I'd actually really like them to make a Asajj Ventress action figure. I think that would be pretty cool. Moving on to my next one. This one's a little bit more vague, and that is the Nightsisters. Now, there's a lot of different Nightsisters in the show. So they have different blades. Some of them wear hoods, some of them don't. Some of them have like those laser arrow things. So when it comes to the Nightsisters, I don't know if they should make a bunch of different variants of the Nightsister. I would probably just prefer if they made one Nightsister action figure, but have her come with like different accessories. Maybe like different weapons, interchangeable heads. So that way I could, pretty much have a bunch of different Nightsisters in just one figure. So I think that would be pretty cool. I always did think that the Nightsisters were one of the more unique things about the Clone Wars, especially that one episode where the Separatists attacked Dathomir. That was like probably one of my favorite episodes right there, because it wasn't just your run-of-the-mill clones versus droids. It was Nightsisters versus droids. All right, moving on to my next one. This one's actually multiple characters, but I lumped them all into the same category since they're all so similar, and that is the father, the son, and the daughter from Mortis. So I went ahead and put them all in the same thing. I know Black Series usually doesn't make, they usually don't make characters that, it's hard to explain. I don't want to say civilian characters, because obviously the father, the son, and the daughter are very powerful, but they usually don't make characters like them. Usually Black Series, they make a character that has a lightsaber or has a blaster or has some type of weapon. They rarely ever make a character that doesn't have some kind of weapon that comes with them. But that's why I would like to have them. They're probably, arguably, one of the most unique characters in all the Clone Wars, to be quite honest. So yeah, I would really like to have all three of them, because if they're gonna make one, then you gotta make the others. Alright, moving on to my next one. Might not be as unique as the other guys, but I'd still really like to have them, and that is a Fives. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but I made another video talking about my Trooper wish list, and an Clone Arc Trooper was on that list, but in that video I was kind of more talking about just a generic ARC Trooper. With 5s, you know, he's a little bit more unique. They'd probably have a removable helmet, and of course his armor is a little bit different. And primarily I would like to have a figure like that, mostly for the removable helmet aspect of it. And 5s, he was just, you know, really unique character in the Clone Wars. You kind of saw his growth and development from just being a regular run-of-the-mill clone back in that one Clone Wars episode in season 1, and then he goes all the way to become an ARC Trooper. So I always liked 5s a lot. Probably was the clone that had the most development and growth in that show. Unfortunately, he died, but hey. Okay, and this is my last one, and it's probably the hardest one for me to explain, but I'll try because I couldn't find the actual name for this guy. And it's another Mandalorian, but for this time it is... See, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'll show a picture, but I would like to have a figure of the Mandalorians or like Death Watch after Darth Maul took over, because in case you guys remember, they all had like red armor and stuff. I would actually like to have a Mandalorian, that one Mandalorian that had like the horns on his head that kind of looked like Darth Maul. I think that would be a really cool figure to, if they made that. Probably not very likely to get made. In fact, a lot of these people on this list are very unlikely to get made, but I thought with the Clone Wars show making a return, who knows, maybe Hasbro might go ahead and make a few of these guys. Although I think out of everybody on my list, I think probably the people that are the least likely to get made are the father, the son, and the daughter. Probably the least likely out of everybody. The second less likely person, I don't know. I feel like it's a tie between maybe some of the Mandalorians and possibly the Nightsisters. It's really hard for me to see them making Nightsisters, although that would be so cool if they actually did that. But alright guys, that's gonna do it for me today. I'm not gonna ramble on too much. Let me know down in the comments below what characters from the Clone Wars you would like Hasbro to make Black Series figures of. And until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel to check out other videos. See you later.